you are on the East Road. You're near Amansul, and it is 2957 of the Third Age, 17th day of February. Who doesn't like the intro with Bilbo saying all that stuff? Kind of give you a frame of mind of where you're at when you're looking at this. You can see over here, this is Mordor, and here are the Misty Mountains. Over here are the Grey Havens, and the Shire is right here, and Bree is right here. So if we zoom in a little bit more, and we go into, here's Bree, here's Amansul, here are the Misty Mountains over here. Just trying to give a scope of your traveling and what you're kind of doing and accomplishing. When you look at this here, you started out in Bree, you moved over to the Shire, headed up the old road and went to the Tower of the Last Dawn. Then you came back, hung out at Bree, had a pretty big adventure just in this area within Archet and the Forsaken Inn. And then you moved down the road and got into a tangle with the werewolf, and now you are standing right at the base of Amansul, maybe 2 or 3 miles away, seeing it off into the distance. After a brisk hour's walk, a dim hush has settled on the moor. Ahead, the old paved road approaches to Amansul, slopes upward, cracked flagstones, half swallowed by frost and grass. 100 feet before you approaches the first rise. The wind shifts, a sharp, rapid clicking, like a crow chattering in pain, cuts across the moor. Then a thin, high screech, too shrill for any fox or wolf, too tortured for any bird. The shadows and the heather behind you seem to move.
I don't like this.
What time of day or night is it?
It was just becoming dusk. It's not quite night yet. So the image we're seeing here as atmosphere is a little darker than it should be, but not too much darker than it should be. So it's nearing nighttime. There's still a little bit more light.
There's so much. I can't even fathom anything further than that werewolf. He's still stuck. How are you two faring?
Shaken, but not too badly. But I think we might be being followed.
We are.
Yes. I myself am quite ready to be not spending any more time in this area at night, but we must press on.
Can we look at our surroundings?
You can. Would you like to do an awareness or an explore check? Everybody can that wants to.
Awareness.
I would like to light my first torch of the night.
I will spend a hope to do an explore.
Yeah, it's not quite dark enough for you yet, Thar, with your special
Yep.
abilities.
Yep, I'm just spending a hope for that. 6, 10, 17. That is a success. 17, no 10 worse.
Okay. And I got a Tangwar, an 8, and a 5, and I just needed to beat a 16, so I'm good.
And Kieran, you succeeded as well?
Oh, I did not test. I just lit a torch.
Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay, you lit a torch, you two tested. All right, so as you, obviously the noise came from behind you, so you turn to look back and you see the trees moving and shadows moving through out the trees, and shapes begin to break forth from the brush low, swift forms padding over the moor grass, crude helms, gray hide, yellow fangs. Apparently, your work on the East Road, or the werewolf's action on the East Road, has attracted more than just your curiosity. You see elfish type human, deformed type creatures. If you want, you can just do a very quick lore check to see if you know what these are.
3. 17. That's a success.
The lines above this is it the 6?
The line is on the bottom.
Okay, so that means 9.
Yep.
If it's upside down 6.
I rolled a 17, success as well.
16 plus 9 is 14. Just missed it.
Okay. Well, it actually makes a lot of sense. So Thrar and Kyrian, you may inform Aldier that what you are seeing is orcs, if you like. But you do recognize these as things that you have seen before, either in person or guessing at, if you haven't seen them before, that these must be orcs.
What?
And there's at least...
That's what she says. She's like, what?
There's at least 10 of them, and because Thrar and Aldier also did a awareness check, this could be considered an ambush, so you can have an opening volley. Kyrian, you can still roll for an awareness at this point, because they are far enough away to see if you are able to, because you're lighting a torch, right?
Yeah.
See if you're swift enough to kind of pull it together. So just do a quick
awareness check.
Yeah, to see if you're able to kind
of... just missed it.
Okay, so you're dealing with your torch and everything at this point. But what would you all like to do? You're about 100 feet from the first slope of Al Mansul. You have orcs approaching. They're about maybe 70 feet, maybe 100 feet. It's hard to tell away, and you're guessing there's likely about 10 of them.
Thrar will swear in Huzdul, and will take a forward stance. He doesn't have anything he can do at a distance, so he'll just stand in front of the other two, legs wide apart, holding his mattock.
I think it's a little too soon to shoot anybody. I don't think I can shoot that far.
You have that ability. You are good for opening volley.
Okay, great. Well then, I guessed. How many are there? I'm just kind of...
It's a little hard to tell, but you're guessing maybe 10.
Wow, we're in for it. Okay. So, I take out the first aggressor. I want to try to shoot the first one that I can focus on. So.
Okay. And Kyrian, you're kind of you're not doing opening volley or first close combat because you're getting your torch all set up.
Is my torch lit yet?
Yeah, you're lighting it. This is all happening within seconds, right? So,
okay.
Yeah, you've got your hands full with all of that. So let's get these guys on the board here, just to kind of. Yep. All right, so these guys all come on the board. Just sort of throw them on here.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Move these up here. Kind of make it. I'll have to get my little combat thing a little bit cooler, but it is what it is for now. All right, so you've got these orcs coming. Aldier, go ahead and since you are doing an opening volley, go for it. What do you got? Oh, do you know what you're aiming at? You're seeing a whole crowd here, so which of these guys
so
would
the
you like to
very
aim at?
Sorry, because I don't actually. You said there was the 10, and they're all running at us. So the very first one, the first.
This one's probably the first one. We'll throw him up here. We'll
What's
kind
this
of put
one?
him in the front. This is, well, you're not really sure. You know they're orcs. So this one doesn't have, you're not seeing any bows and arrows. He kind of has a shield and a sword.
Sorry, my zoom doesn't show the center as well, and your mouse is on my bow.
There we go.
And kindly, what's this one? Because I'm disoriented.
You can kind of see him a little bit there. There he is. He's got like a shield, and he's got like a.
Me, and you're pointing at my leg.
No, over here.
That's me.
On the left side.
So this is a complicated thing. So pointing on my zoom is not going to be possible.
That's fine. So there's a side. There's a sidebar.
Sorry. So you're pointing. So from me, the laser pointer is pointing at my cloak. There's a picture of an elf and Kyrian and Thar, and then above Thar's head there are 1,000 like little smoky figures.
Look to the left.
That very first. Yeah, there's trees.
No, further to the left. There is a under my video, under the video of me that says lore guide and me, there is a kind of a parchment that says forward, open, defensive, rearward.
Alright, just, sorry, the gallery is really frustrating. I'm trying to let you know this kind of description is not the most successful over Zoom in a different room, so can you say it in a different way? Now,
Yeah, you have a guy with a shield and a sword that
So-
you can.
I was required to see something that's underneath you. Okay. I didn't know that, but obviously I should have known that.
No, that's actually great. So there's a sheet. There's a sheet. Mm-hmm.
You have two mouses. That's what's going on too. So on your
Yeah.
image in the center, you have a mouse, and I'm like, what guy? You're brushing my hair with.
I
your
see
mouse.
the confusion.
And then-
I see the
And
confusion
there's
there.
another mouse that I'm like, how was I supposed to know that the mouse went over there
Perfect.
at all?
Perfect. Yes. So there's two different presentations going on, and you have the mouse working on both of them. So I apologize. Look at the leftmost mouse, and this gives you basically our combat setup here. And so it's very crowded because you got a lot of baddies coming at you, and so you have some that you see with bows that are kind of in the back. You see one really kind of big one further in the back, and then you see a bunch of these ones with kind of swords and shields, and one with a sword.
Red Rover, let your orcs right over. Can I please have the first one that breaks off the chain that's forward? I don't care where it is.
Great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That would be really
Yeah.
nice. Last
So,
in
yep.
these kind of PvE games, I ran away anyway, though. I didn't play. It's the first time.
All right, go ahead and give it a shot.
Oh, you know, all that bee talking gave me a very bad roll. All of it, I failed miserably.
Okay.
I got
You
5
don't
when I
have
had
any-
4 dice.
don't have your handy dandy letter out either, so no hit. All right, so you miss. Arrow just goes out into the dark, and maybe you were correct that they're a little too far away. And Thrar, you're in the forward position.
Yep.
And Kyrian, you're lighting your torch. And so now we're moving into close combat. Kyrian, what position would you like?
Okay. I'm gonna go to an open stance.
Okay, you're going to go to open stance. All right. And so we enter into the first round of close combat. Thrar, the first one is able to reach you. He's kind of ahead of the pack. these ones are too far back to reach anybody, but the archers are going to try to give their shot. And so with close combat, I would say we can start with Thrar if you want to try to attack
Sure.
this one.
Sure. And I have 2 in axes. That's a 12. That is a failure.
Okay, so fail. And then, Kyrian, you're kind of out at this point, but I think one is going to take aim at you, one of the archers. Does that make sense? He sees you fiddling with the torch, and they don't like fire. He sees your arm. You just about have it lit by now, because it's happening so quick, and you're not clumsy, but stuff's going down. And you're like, I want to get this lit because they don't like fire. This one's going to give a shot at you, and it is going to roll. Right. It's 2. There we go. What's your parry at?
Base is 18. I think it's 19 if I had my buckler.
Okay, so you see that this orc is, the archers are kind of getting all prepped, and one of them is trying to aim at you and just shoots, and it just goes sailing way out into the night sky. Completely, almost makes you probably laugh, right? Like it's so bad. But there's still so many approaching. And all day, you're in rearward position, so you can do another shot if you like. I'm kind of doing this a little bit out of order by accident because one's going to attack you, Thrar.
No worries.
Thank you. Yeah. Remember, I'm not ready for that, but at the same time now, I have 2 Tangwars and a 5. It's a 12, it's 5, it's, what is that, 17?
17?
Yep.
And an 8, so I just, killed it. All I needed to do was get a 16, and I'm, way over.
Are you still aiming at the one that is in the front, kind of by Thrar?
What is war? What is war? Should I be is that tactically sound to avoid all contact whatsoever? So if I can give him a couple more seconds to prepare, that's great, right? Avoid impact. So I kill him.
Well, we'll see. So you're able to hit.
I want to rid this world of the nasty orc.
Mm-hmm. And you have you're fighting with your bow, right? And it's not a great bow or anything, it's just a normal bow?
No, it is a great bow.
Oh, it is a great bow. My goodness, maybe you did kill him. We'll find out. Inquiring minds want to know. So your great bow, what's its damage rating?
4.
4, okay. So you got a 4 damage on this guy here, and he is right here. Okay, and because you got 2 Tangwars, you could actually spend those Tangwars to do heavy blows if you like, or pierces. A heavy blow takes your strength rating and adds that much more damage.
Oh, so I'd get an 8 because I have a rating of 4.
You actually, if you want to spend both Tangwars, you can't, so you could have a 12.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me how you killed him.
I meant what I said.
Yep, you did. That is one shot. So what just happened there?
We've established this. So they don't groom themselves. They're super nasty. I'm super not interested in knowing any of these fools. I know they're once my party said orcs, I was like, game on. I am the daughter of bow people. I am going to shine right now. So I got this guy right in the face, and he just falls to the side, right through the eyeball. Right?
Nice.
Done. Toast.
Thrar, what were you seeing? Because this is happening right next to you, right?
I see an arrow fly through its head, and he just drops to the ground.
Awesome.
I was aiming for the neck, but there was no neck anymore. It was just on the floor next to me.
So, yeah, all this is happening. They're moving closer, and all of you hear somebody shout out, "Down!" shouting at you from behind you now. And as you turn, you see rangers behind you. What do you guys do?
Immediately drop.
You guys dropping?
I will kneel because I don't need to drop all the way down because I'm short. I just dropped. Thrar just drops to one knee.
You hear wind over the top of your head, which is obviously just a flurry of arrows, and you can hear as it's striking targets. And the next thing you hear is, "Fall back to the rise. Come, let's go."
I have no reason not to, so I'll stand up, which is not hard, and move towards the hill.
Excellent. So as you are moving towards the hill with the rangers, they're retreating backwards as well. The orcs, you can see, are more timid and not in pursuit. They're not interested in a fair fight. But you are able to make out that there's about 4 rangers. And because you're not too far from that first crest to start heading up Al-Mansul. And tell me where you are kind of at with this. Where are you guys, as they're beginning to sort of motion you up, where's everybody sort of, are you staying together? Where are you at with these 4 rangers? They're not talking to you, they're kind of hurting you up here.
They tell us to go down.
You guys went down, and then they said, "Fall back, come with us," and everybody stood up, and now you're headed back with them. But they're kind of like, there's 2 in the front and 2 in the back, and they're kind of moving you.
I think I'm like nudging Carrion, like speak human for me. Like, Brad, what's going on? Tell me. You're the best. You're one of these. Find out if they're good or bad. Brad.
Yeah. I think Carrion is kind of I think kind of express a word of gratitude to the Rangers, but I guess I'm not surprised by their watchful nature, I guess.
Yes, and so as you begin to express gratitude to the rangers, the one from the front comes back to you and puts his arm kind of on your side of your shoulder a little bit, and very grimly just says, "Quiet." And looking at everybody's like, "Move up the hill now." And they're all very somber and quiet. They're all looking across the moors, they're looking across the woods, they're very tense. Do you continue with them?
Yep.
Yes.
I do.
All do.
It's like hanging out with a pack of geese. Like, where are they going? What's happening? Let's do what the humans do for a little while.
So there's 2 in front, there's 2 behind. You have a silent formal escort moving up Amansul. They're not rough, but they're unyielding in their motion, and it's almost a militaristic march. It's a tight line up Weathertop. Within minutes of the paved road, it begins to give way to turf and scattered rubble as you're ascending. You still have your horses, by the way.
Yep.
But the path is just enough for a horse. Aldia, your horse, you're needing to probably calm a little bit because Thrar's mule is doing fine, but your horse is bigger and it's a little precarious. It's not a billy goat path, but it's not exactly fully in its heyday of when carts could go up this path. If Bill the pony can do it, your horse can do it. So, yeah, what remains is less of a road, more of a goat track, broken by frost and time. Wind whistles between boulders, snow gathers in thin drifts. Behind you, the east road dwindles to a gray thread through the twilight moor. Before you, the vast crown of Amansul looms black against the reddening sky. As the three of you ascend, this is likely a place known to Kyrian, being a ranger, and maybe known to Thrar in history books, and likely more of a tale or stories told to Aldia in the safety of Lothlorien. How is ascending this monumental location of history affecting or impacting all of you?
Well, Thrar probably heard stories about it from other dwarves that travel the East Road. Thrar doesn't travel east of Bree pretty much ever, so it's a first time for him actually seeing that ruin on the hill with his own eyes. So it's getting darker, which doesn't really affect his ability to see. So he's taking in the remnants of the stonework, crumbling and blasted as it is, as they climb.
Yeah, and as you're ascending, each of you thinking about this location and your character's perspective, it is about 1,500 foot sort of a hike that you're going up, and then Amansul is on top of that. And so you're sort of doing switchbacks and curling around it. And right now you're more, be 500 feet up as you're kind of walking, and you can sort of see it a little bit up there. So,
Can you give us a little synopsis of like what our common knowledge is to this?
well, yes, I can. I just want to hear a little bit, and then I'll fill in some gaps. So, Kieran, what about you? You're a ranger, so what are your feelings?
Yeah, Kieran is kind of a silent awe and amazement. Also, kind of treading up this path. It's almost kind of a feeling of entering like sacred ground. Just kind of just feeling the weight of the history and the meaning behind Amansul, the history behind it, what it housed, what it meant to his people, and kind of what it means now. So he's that's where he's at.
Yeah, and I would say that is a great feeling for Kyrian. You know, it having housed the greatest Palantir in the north, hence it being the watchtower, a large tower with a Palantir in it, and then it would be able to send messages, I believe, to Linden, and Bacchusette held another Palantir, I think. Nope, help me out, Thrar.
Nope, to Anuminus.
Anuminus, yes.
Anuminus
and
Orthanc. Anuminus and
Orthanc.
Orthanc.
So these Palantirs, they could
the
send
Palantir
messages
in
to each other.
Linden does not talk to the other ones.
Right. So they were able to send messages to each other, which is why this watchtower was built. So yeah, this does hold a great significance to you, Kieran, being a ranger, because this is the line of the Numenorians and the Lindial, and almost a broken hope of the thing that most of the rangers hold on to, which is the return of the king, which seems like it may not happen, but for some they still light fires and light candles on, I believe, his birthday, which nobody even remembers. And so the tradition has been to just take a day throughout the year to light something to try to remember Lindial. Kieran, with that and with your background, you can gain 1 hope because you're in an area of much, much hope for rangers. And Thrar, I believe with dwarves respecting endurance above all, this would probably impact you, that even after all of the wars and after all of the decay and all of the neglect, Amansul did stand and stayed, even if it is in ruins, and saved countless lives. And so with that, you can gain back 1 endurance or 1 fatigue, depending on which has affected you because of the endurance. Or the
I will take the fatigue. I am down to 0 fatigue.
Aldier, having some of this background, being a little bit more of an outsider, and now maybe these stories were shared with you a little bit because you all have walked on the road quite a bit, and you know you're walking to this. Aldier, you may have heard some of this and had some understanding from Lothlorien. What are you feeling as you're walking up this hike?
I think she's engaged. Like she's starting to feel like all of her choices have accumulated to something that's like, it's like taking vitamins, right? Like she just knows she's in the right place in the right time, and she's taking in the spirits of the rangers. Like the rangers are almost more interesting because, humans are so fragile or young or like, just a blink of the eye, kind of. So she's taking in this older, more stoic gentleman and enjoying that. I'm kind of stoic, and that what he's seen as a stoicism is far less advanced than what I've seen, but I still have this respect for him, especially since I just in his area I just experienced a werewolf and then a pack of orcs, and I'm feeling for his constant strife and honoring his brave fear and wished that they had better metals for their weaponry, and just kind of somebody in like a Peace Corps feeling. Like I'm having this feeling towards the people who are helping everyone who is meek and timid, and I'm very much proud of Kyrian, and I'm getting a better sense of why he doesn't know his family and how troubling this is, right? But then I'm kind of glinting at Numenorians, the whole like map of the world too, like where I'm at. I'm like, this is very far, and I thought that my journey was really far, and I haven't experienced the Great War. I just had a taste from a baby pack of orcs.
Nice. So yeah, I think that fits about right with the Lothlorien elves having that connection with Gil-galad, giving counsel to men and working together, and maybe even as you talked about the Peace Corps, having some sort of connection and giving back and reigniting fires that have gone out is very connected to Weathertop and the hope that Kieran has, maybe the appreciation Thar has for this place. So you can gain one hope back as well, the hope that maybe everyone can come together again and light fires.
I'm seeing a teenager all of a sudden now too, and like, oh my gosh, he makes it.
So as the path continues to switch back and you're taking this in and these thoughts and curves around the hill, and as you're coming back around, because you started from the south side, kind of went to the east, went to the north, and now it's a little bit northwest. Far off, you can see the Midgewater marshes glimmering like gray mirror between within the rising fog. Beyond it lies the dark Chetwood, which you can't make out other than the darkness there. It's beginning to be swallowed by night. Northward, the Weather Hills stretch from Weathertop, so there are these hills that kind of go out from Weathertop, kind of heading a little bit northeast, and they have small towers on them. But because of where we're at and with the darkness and the shadow, the only person that might be able to make this out is Thrar. And not in great detail, they just look like little broken ribs that are not naturally part of the hills. You all hear distant, far away, a lonely shriek drifts through the fog below. Likely another orc raid. And you can see the expanse of kind of the northwest area and feel just a massive kind of openness and ominous. It's not much, it's not a lot that you get to high heights, but you have likely been up high before in your life and seeing the massive landscapes of an area. Tell me a little bit about a time in your character's life where you were up high and you were looking out. Where were you? What was happening? What were you seeing? This is probably reminding you of a time like that. This is a special moment. You're really having quite the perch view of a massive area of land.
The gust of wind on your face is wonderful. It's very refreshing after the hike.
Well, for Thrar, having spent most of his time in the past century or so in the West, it probably reminds him of the first time he climbed up the northern range of the Blue Mountains, seeking those long lost dwarf doors, and just reminds him of that. The sun is setting, so probably reminding him of the first time he climbed one of those peaks and watched the sunset. He would have been on the eastern slope, so he wouldn't have seen the sunset into the sea, but he would have seen the light disappear off the peaks just above him, and the rest of Eriador sort of sink into that twilight as the sun sets.
I'm recalling a waterfall, but there's no waterfall, so I'm feeling like a phantom experience of this. Like the water, the cool air is kind of refreshing, and the only thing that this is missing is like kind of a steam off of a waterfall, but it's very, very beautiful.
Amazing. Kieran, are you having any memories of being in a vantage point with a incredible view in your past?
I think, Kieran is kind of remembering being around wouldn't say around the Shire area, but maybe around some of the forests that surround the Shire, and climbing one of the tallest trees that you could see, and just taking in the surrounding view from the top of that tree, and really just appreciating from the top of that tree, and on a summer evening, kind of the peacefulness that he felt up there, and kind of just felt kind of like a moment of respite, and also and a dream of the peace that the Rangers fight for. And yeah, that's kind of the imagery I came back to.
Excellent. So as you're taking that in, you're coming around the northwest. There is a different feeling that just looking across this land of the shadows that seems very present and ominous to you, that are creeping across the land. And as you come from the northwest and then more west, and then coming around to the south, you're now cresting to the top of Amansul. The wind meets you first, as there's nothing to block you now that you are not ascending as much. It's sharp and cold as iron. The heather hisses underfoot. The smell of wood smoke carries through a stone gate ahead. A rough arch of frostbitten stone marks is the south gate, where people would enter in times past, and now is crumbled and is less of a gate and more of just stone rockery. Beyond it, the ruins of the tower circle the crown of Amansul. Like the broken ribs of a giant lay before you. Flagstones, half buried in snow, lead inward to a cracked central plinth. Fallen arches lie scattered like bones. A shallow cistern glints with firelight from a blaze too large to be a simple campfire. A shallow cistern glints with firelight from a blaze too large to be a simple campfire. Above you, stone pillars moan in the wind, tones almost like distant horns. So you've entered the top of Weathertop of Amansul. So you step beneath the broken arch into the tower's hollow crown. This is a massive fire, and there's great logs. The flames flick 15 feet into the air, clawing at the sky. Shadows that it's casting are leaping across the pillars like wraiths. The wind blows through the stonework, flicking the flames around and causing slight hisses and moans that you can hear. As you approach the fire, the Rangers now kind of gather around and kind of motion you to relax a little bit now that you are up here. And a larger one approaches you and sees the three of you and says, he's got another ranger next to him. An elf, a dwarf, and a young ranger. Few climb Weathertop unbidden these days. The man next to him, also looking at you, you came from the wagon on the East Road, did you not? We heard of slaying couriers. They're not trusting you completely. You can tell this right away. The captain interrupts, or the main guy that was talking to you interrupts and says, "What business brings you on such a night?"
Kirian, tell him about the werewolf. You have to help me deliver this right. I'm gonna be either too strong or too not, so Tell him. We fought a werewolf.
A werewolf.
Yes, there was a warrior who passed away at the inn that we were at, and I happened to witness these two scallywags kind of debating on how to bury a man with a crest on his abdomen, on his shirt. And so I gave them coin enough to find out that there might be more of his party up this road, and to bury, because it was kind of a haggle, but mainly to give them enough money to bury the man with the coat of arms on it. I'm not familiar with this area. My name is Aldier, and I'm a Lothlorien elf. This is my party that I've met along the way, and we went to investigate, and there we got ambushed by a werewolf.
I'm gonna need you to do a persuade check. They are looking at you like you are telling children's stories.
Tyrion, told you. Which one again? Check.
Persuade.
Persuade. Go ahead. Anybody else can.
First, tell me how your persuade works out.
You get, if there's no favored, there's no dice. Am I only doing? Am I doing 1 6-sided and 1 12-sided?
Unless you want to roll
just
a
1 12. Just
yeah,
one.
that's what I thought. I wanted to make sure.
Do you have any pips in
I
persuade?
suppose still spend a hope, but I rolled. I feel like an elf on a mountain with a whole bunch of humans. I got a 5.
Okay. Werewolves, that's very, to be honest, unbelievable. Werewolves have not been seen around for ages. This feels like a fairy tale. Do you have anything better that you can tell us? Because from our perspective and from our point of view, we're looking at you as potentially prisoners that are the reason why those men are dead on the road.
Just so you guys know, this is like the most that she's squealed off about anything other than Galadriel. Like, like this is so disappointing to her. She's just like, all right, I'm just gonna be quiet forever. This is so sad.
I kind of regret not doing more about that werewolf.
Wait, doesn't she have the teeth? Doesn't Aldia have the teeth?
Oh,
Yeah, let's pause for 1 second and not to interrupt too much. So Aldia just talked to the guy in charge. We did forget to check in because we left things kind of unresolved. I can tell you as a lore guide that there would be no misdeed in taking some of the gold. And Aldia did take the flute and the 5 coins. I can also say that I can still give you greed, potentially. I'm trying not to be readable here. So did you take any gold? Did you take any teeth? And then we'll move forward.
I brushed the teeth out of I tried to get them out, then we burnt the body, and then I sifted through the ash and I got the teeth as we left. And I did not return the flute nor the 5 coins during any of that process. But I don't think, like even right now, I'm really tired. So I don't think I'm really recalling the weight of this pouch because I haven't really checked my coat like this whole time because of endorphins. But I definitely have these teeth in my other pocket, And right now I'm just really pissed that I have to work so hard to talk to these little people that I was admiring for like 5 seconds. And now I remembered why I don't know about them either. So I'm not gonna... I just tried to people please them by telling them something that I would hear at one of these bars. Like, I've been listening to human folk bragging and boasting, and so I just went into it thinking that this would give them what they were desiring, and I totally failed. So I'm not eager to show them the things because they don't believe me now. What more can I do? Nor what I want to.
Okay, so you have the fangs on you, you have the 5 gold coins, and you have the flute, but you did not take any bags of gold. Do I understand that correctly? Kyrian, what about you?
I did not take any of the gold. Kyrian decided that gold was not his take, and that those men died defending that property which was theirs, and to honor their lives, I would bury them with the very same thing that they tried to protect.
Scar?
I would have helped Kyrian with burying the men. They're from Dale. They're allies of my people. So I would have helped Kyrian with that. I would have taken 1 coin.
1 coin, okay. Great.
I helped
Okay.
them bury the men. Just to clarify, we all helped.
You were
Isn't-
brushing wolf teeth.
Oh, come on. That takes like 3 seconds. I was.
All right, now we're back.
Too.
We're back. There's
Flashback over.
We're-
That was
we're-
the beginning of my story. I paid for the one man who I didn't know was a stranger entirely.
You have 2 rangers looking at you while the other 2 are kind of doing something over by the fire. So the 2 that are looking at you have looked at Aldier, not persuaded that werewolves are a thing. Thor and Kyrian, what are you up to?
I kind of follow up with Aldier's story. Say, the elf speaks true. We're not bandits. We were traveling eastward, looking for a friend of, following the trail of a friend of Thrar's who has been missing, and were attacked along the way by this beast. Call it a werewolf, call it what you will. It was large, it was fanged, and it could kill many men. And we survived. I am from the clan of Rangers of Lampwater. We are honorable people, and there are many things to lie, tell tales of, but a beast that would kill many men on the road, and attack Rangers is not something we would lie about.
Wow, okay. Great speech. I'm going to give you an additional dice for a persuade check. 1, because you talked about being a ranger, so they like that. And then 2, just for the great actual persuasive speech. So you get 2 extra dice on this persuade check.
All right. Question. Would it be possible to do a courtesy check, or was that more of a persuade? I think?
That's definitely persuade.
Okay.
You guys are trying to persuade them that werewolves are real.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Seven. Okay, I got 9. So it was not a pass.
Oh, with the 2 extra dice?
I got 2 extra dice.
Yeah. 1, you brought up being a ranger from Lampwater, and then 2, you did give in character a pretty good speech. And if you give a great speech and I don't do that, it's probably just because I'm asleep at the wheel. So don't take it personally.
Okay, I rolled 2 dice, so here's the last one. My fate die and that 1 die, so I guess we're on my second d6. What did I say? That I had
You had a
before?
9 before?
Okay. 15. So just under. My target numbers is 16.
Okay.
I would
So
like
you-
to help. I would like to help by showing the coin.
Okay. If you want to help by showing the coin, a little weird, but let's do it this way. Let's take a fellowship point away,
Okay.
which I think is called a support, and I think that's
Yep.
going to be okay.
Yep,
So
I
go
can-
ahead and roll.
Yeah, it says
You get-
that I can spend one of the 1 point and let the other player roll an additional 1d.
Okay.
So you can roll a third success die.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm at 15 right now. One of them is a Tangwar. It's a 7, 6, and 2. So I'll roll my last one. It was a 1.
Oh,
So
no.
you passed. You
I
just
passed.
passed.
Just passed.
Which actually makes sense because this is a pretty tall tale. Spar, when you're showing the coin, what's the logic behind showing the coin so that they don't think that you're a bunch of thieves?
I will, as Kyrian is finishes speaking, I will show them the coin with the emblem of the now kingdom of Dale, and I'll say, my companion speaks the truth. We would not rob friends of my people, and I would not allow those I travel with to rob them either. Uh, I do not know what the business of the men of Dale was this far west, but the dishonoring their memory by accusing us of lying about their death does them and you a disservice.
Boy, if you were rolling for a persuade, I'd give you an extra dice. That was great. Amazing. So the main ranger looks at the coin, and
I think I heard you say show him the teeth, and I was kind of disgruntled, but I decided to give Gar a tooth, like, because I'm like, you can show them this. I don't want to.
Rar is surprised he didn't know you took the teeth.
Okay.
I just look at the teeth in your hand and I'm confused. And I'm like looking between you and the ranger and you and the ranger.
okay, so you have the teeth gold, all of this logic that's going around, and I think this turns into a pretty persuasive argument. The demeanor changes from skeptical to appreciative and concerned that a werewolf is existing, and his tone changes. Tell me more about this werewolf. What? All I know are stories about them. What was it like? What happened? Was there anything that you remember?
I look at the elf and I say, you should ask our pointy-eared friend here. She fought it tooth and nail.
And I just stare at them because no, fine. I have these teeth.
Do any of you want to share about the scarring that you had seen on the wolf? If you recall, you did a scan and there were these weird slice marks that had like an ichor that was veining out from the scarring.
It looked experimented on.
I think, was it maybe Thrar and I think we saw that. I don't think I passed the lore test on that one, but I think Thrar might have, and maybe Eldier.
When I was under and I touched it because I was physically had to move, I felt the it looked like there had been a controller or a even more darkly shadow in the shadows that might have had control over this large beast of horror.
Okay. Did you tell them about the gold?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he thinks for a little bit. We met those carriers at the last bridge inn a few nights prior. They carried gifts from Dale and from Master Elrond himself. It should have never have come to such an end. Whatever you found, I think Thrar Healing knows that you have a coin. You should keep payment for a duty none asked you to take, and you did bravely and honorably. The gold we will retrieve, and we are headed to the Tower of the Last Dawn, and we will continue the courier's mission to move that to Linden, as this was a transport of good relations between men and elves, and we would like to men, elves, and dwarves, and we would like to honor that as well as you have honored keeping the road clear. And with that, we will leave 3 bags where you buried it. On any of your adventures, you may retrieve them if you can remember where you buried them. And they turn to you, Kyrian, and say, so you are from Lampwater, and we actually have a contact at the Tower of Last Dawn that we will be meeting with from Lampwater. Do you have any messages you would like us to give to them?
Could you repeat that again? Who was it?
There's a contact. They're going to Lampwater. That's kind of why they're on the road and what they're doing right now. And they are asking if there's any message you would like them to bear to the contact from Lampwater that they're meeting at the Tower of the Last Dawn.
Okay. I am looking back on my notes. Because I have that token, but I don't remember. It's
Token.
if that was going back to Lampwater or if it was going down to Tharbad.
It was to Lampwater.
Okay. Thank you. So I pull out my little token. And I say, with the bird on it. And I said, this was given to me by a ranger, telling of a meeting that will be held about the events in Middle Earth in the Eriador. I was entrusted to send this token to Lampwater. Fortunately, I do not think that my road will take me there anytime soon. But if I can entrust this token with you, and also you can also tell the rangers of our tidings here and that I am in safe and in good fellowship.
Great. He takes the coin and he looks at it and he goes, we know of this council that is being attempted to be gathered, but with us being so spread out and so few, who knows if this will occur. I will indeed give this to Lampwater with hope that we can discuss Anuminus and maybe making it a safe place once again. And so with that, he takes that. You're invited in to sit now around the campfire, or the bonfire, as it were. Food is shared. Questions are exchanged with the rangers. You learn that there's a captain, and he is with 3 other rangers, but really his mission was with 2, or 1 other, so they're split into 2 parts. The rangers, him and his, the captain, who is Ulrich, and the ranger with him, who is Halvar, who's a bit younger. They were the ones heading to Lampwater, and the 2 other rangers, Berner and Brenna, a male and a female ranger, these were the ones that actually had come across the scene of the wagon and had rode back swiftly to retrieve help from the last bridge, and they have horses. And so they had informed them, and so these rangers are actually on a different journey to head towards Bree. You learn as you're exchanging food, and they have meats. They're filling you up. They have good drink because they just came from the last bridge. It's still, quite a journey to the last bridge inn, but they still have a lot of leftovers of meat and drinks and ales. As you're sitting around the campfire, chatting and talking, and people are the night's beginning to get long, and everybody, your team is definitely very tired. Your company has been exhausted, right? But you hear, how much have you shared of your journey with them? Would you say? Were you loose-lipped or pretty tight about things? Were you sharing just kind of all generalities of what you've been up to?
Thrar, he heard mention that they're going to the Tower of the Last Dawn. So he will mention that they were at that tower very recently, and that he doesn't know when was the last time that they were there, but it is not a hospitable place, and there's something very dark and very old in the crypts beneath the tower.
Definitely. If the orcs think something is cursed, we pretty much don't want to deal with it. So you guys went down there. One of them, the Ulrich, he's a more seasoned, older ranger, so he knows of the trapdoor of which you speak, and he recalls seeing the orcs etching in cursed and just ignored it and did not go down there.
We spent the whole evening.
They're more and more impressed by your party.
And we survived it.
There
was a walker down there. Do you believe me? A baby walker.
We also we also sprinkle a little bit of comedy in there too. I do share the story of being kind of a silly messenger and turning in a letter to a certain red-haired beauty.
That is pretty funny.
Most beautiful head of hair in all of Eriador. Lots of laughs and stories around the fire. There's the bringing up of probably the vermin, as that has been a thing. One of the first adventures you had were the bats, and then there's all these rumors of rats and whatnot. And there is a kind of a calm that comes over as this comes up, and Ulrich, the older one, looks at you all and he says, something drives these beasts and vermin as the laughter calms down. Something is driving these beasts and these vermin in ways that we have not seen in years. Be watchful in the night for more than just orcs. For there is something or someone that is not right in these lands. Halvar says, yes, something is driving these beasts, rats, carrion birds, all moving as if summoned or controlled. In the distance you hear another clicking and another shriek way off in the distance, another orc pack. That Halvar says, orcs, and spits on the ground. More food is shared, more questions are exchanged, the night deepens. Anything before you crash out and fall asleep? Good.
Go ahead.
No, good food, good stories, warnings. All right, so it is the next morning, and with that, you can each lose a fatigue because you got a little bit of sleep, even though not completely comfortable. We lost Aldier, so we'll remind her that she can lose a fatigue.
I have no fatigue.
No fatigue for Kyrian as well. All right, Aldia, you get to lose a fatigue because you lose a fatigue. Yeah, a lot of coughing.
So
everybody
you
fell.
just lost her because she died.
Yeah, everybody fell asleep. You were coughing in your sleep, so you actually get to remove one of your fatigue.
Okay, thank you. It was real life coughing.
So you're waking. Dawn reveals the crown of Amansul in silver frost. Broken stones ring the summit. Wind sings through the hollows. Coals are simmering as the fire is out, and the day for once in a long time is bright with blue skies. You can see a star on a stone carving you now know from the Rangers as the Star of Elindiel. And can I get everyone to do a travel check? We'll pick travel or hunting. Travel or hunting check.
I will go travel because I have nothing in hunting.
I have hunting and nothing in travel.
I have everything in both.
Oh, yay!
And actually, Kyrian, not to pick on you, but you can do this favored if you haven't done it as favored, and everyone will know why soon.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay. I always have them favored, so, but I can't doubly favor them, I guess.
Nope.
Mine is a fail.
I failed too.
I got 13. My target was 60.
I got a success. I got an 18, one Tengwar.
Okay, so that's a great success. So this is what you know, and you can share it if you like, and maybe you have shared it. But you see the Star of Elindiel, and you're able to recollect on the journeys that everybody has had about every 20-ish miles or so on various junctions on the path. There have been these stones with the star on it, and these are from the Old Kingdom, which are markers with Elindiel's star on them, on the stone. Some of them are crumbled and unrecognized, but being a ranger, you may have already had this knowledge or just be recalling it as something that you were told, that these are ways to mark paths and mark roads, even though they're about 20 miles apart.
Okay. And I do share that with them, kind of like a little fun fact.
Hey, see that star there?
Fun fact.
Right. You've seen at least one or two or three. Now everybody has probably seen these and you know what they are now. These were some of the king's markers of the roads. From the height that you're at, the land spreads endlessly and cold. You and the rangers are going to part ways at this point, so they're heading off on their journey. They wish you well on yours. You get another warning to be mindful that there is something out there that is controlling the vermin in this land, and that something is at work or someone. So as you get back on to the East Road, the hedge wall is no longer a guide for you, nor is an overhead map that has been drawn out. And even if you had a map, you're on land, and there is less of even a track, a road, or a path, and you are essentially following the mountain line, the mountain line when you can see it, or just heading east by using the sun and where it's at in the sky to kind of direct where you're at. Occasionally, you can see what looks like what might be the road. And been walking for a little while on this road. If you've ever walked in the woods and there's no trail, and you're trying to just find your way, and you're just going in a general direction, that's what everybody's doing right now. So who would like to be the person pointing out the way? Who has a good travel role that everybody would like to be sort of the guide?
I have good travel, and I also have a useful item that gives me an extra in travel.
Okay.
So
Has everybody in agreement?
Yes.
All want to follow through? All right. Let's do a travel roll.
So before we set out, he sets his pack down on the ground. He rummages for a few minutes and pulls out an old map, studies it, puts it away. If anyone looks at the map over his shoulder, it's heavily scribbled in Dwarvish, in Kirth, Dwarvish runes. He takes out another map, looks through it, and then he puts the maps away. And what do we have? 6. That is just a success.
Okay. So it's actually a pleasant walk for everybody. It's very beautiful. The skies are blue. You have some clouds kind of coming in. Throar, you're able to distinguish pretty clearly where you're supposed to be heading, even though there is no real road. You're heading up hills. You're carving through some of the snow. Occasionally, you're losing, because the other rangers and horses have walked, so you're kind of seeing their paths, but they're getting skewed by other animals, but you're able to kind of track and find your way decently enough. And so you're able to move along for a while. Maybe you guys break for some lunch, have a little snack, you get going again, and can you do another travel roll?
That for these. That is a very nice roll. That is. That is 27. My target is 15 with 1 Tangwar.
Wow. So again, even now, you're able to make out even more where other people have walked, and you're using that as a guide. It's not super confusing for you, and you're able to guide the party fairly well up some more, down some valleys, and then up some other hills. And as you're cresting a larger hill, by the way, everybody just avoided a bunch of fatigue. So these do mean something. So you begin to crest another hill, and you see, you've been seeing these things everywhere, kind of like broken down houses and things that would not even be useful as shelters. And there happens to be another one at the top of this sort of hill that you're on. And as you're up there, it is getting a little later, right about here. It's almost night. You still have like maybe 2 or 3 hours. It's like mid to late afternoon. As you're all at the top of this hill, you're looking down, because everything has been kind of sparse with trees, but now you're looking down and you see down this hill, maybe about 100 feet, a definite forest line. And in that forest line, you cannot really see the lines in the forest, but you can see that there are two openings that are obvious openings of purposeful roads or trails that are both about 50 feet apart, 50 to 70 feet apart. One's a little bit to the north, obviously probably heading east. One's a little bit to the south, obviously probably heading east.
So, south is where we came from?
You're heading on the east road, and now you're at the top of this hill, and you are looking down, and all you can really tell is that as you're looking down and eastward, there are two openings into this wood line. There are two openings, so they're both potentially heading east, but you can't really tell. So one's really to the left and one's to the right, but they're both heading east.
In the road, and there's no obvious end to your path. So we can choose east or south, correct?
No, you're at the top of a hill. You're looking down into a forest line. And that down to a forest line that you're looking at is heading eastward. And in that forest line, there are two openings in the forest. They're both heading eastward, but they're a little separated. So you don't really know if they continue east, what they do. You just see that there's, essentially you have two doors to choose, right? You have two paths heading
east. So we're
east.
choosing, we're not. I apologize. Did I say something totally different? What did you hear that I asked?
Something about east and south. But it's okay. So
there's fork in the road, but we're not there. Sorry, I'm losing the. Sorry, can somebody else explain? Sorry, I am processing what's going on. Anybody can take the mic.
What would you like to do?
You know these lands better than I do, Kyrian. You have an inkling or intuition over which of those two paths we should take?
These seem we're getting kind of to the edge of my knowledge, but perhaps I can take a look at this road and maybe I can get a glimpse of which one has been most recently traveled. Could I perhaps do like a hunt roll or a scan or something to
yeah, you could do a hunt
make out any detailed differences?
You can do a hunt roll.
Okay.
So you guys are heading down to the tree line, or is it just Kyrian?
I'll follow.
Aldia, are you staying on the hill or following with the party? It's about 100 feet.
Did he offer us to go down there with him? Or is he just thinking and gonna come back up? We're gonna go down the hill to one direction or the other direction. And so I'm listening to the conversation, being open to feed, what is it called? Knowledge that these two have about where we are. I don't know where we are. So I'm just
Excellent.
Go with the
Go with the
flow.
flow.
He's
Perfect.
not believed.
I was successful in my hunt roll. I got a 17, which passes.
Okay. You can see that the one to the north has a lot more tracks in the snow that would denote horse hooves, whereas the one to the south does have tracks in there that are bipedal, and also deers and different things, but not really any horses coming from the south path.
Mm-hmm. All I can tell is that of the both roads, the more northerly route has more traffic of horses and carts, perhaps, which would mean, in my thinking, that people would feel a little more comfortable traveling with their horses on the northerly route, as opposed to the southern route, which seems to be just people on foot and maybe more of a game trail.
I will trust your ranger skills over old maps in this case. You have my vote to take the northern route.
Let's go.
All right.
I have no preference.
Excellent. So as you enter the forest, it doesn't take long, maybe even 20 minutes, before you realize how dark it is at this point. Clouds have come in to cover any dawn that would have been occurring. It is winter still, so it gets darker faster than you would probably have thought or planned for. You're maybe 20 minutes into this when you all have this realization.
It seems that night has caught up to us faster than expected.
Yet again.
Let's hope the night is less eventful than the last. I would like to do maybe a scan for somewhere where we could make camp off the side of the road.
Good. Yeah, and the forest is pretty thick right here, so say you don't even need the scan. You can see a nice spot that seems, it's maybe about 15 feet off of the road, 15, 20 feet off of the road. It's a nice little patch that the trees have set up that's almost perfect for you all. And it gives you a little bit of a barrier from the road. So if you keep the smallest campfire, people may not see it. It couldn't have been more perfect of a place. So would you all like to set up camp here?
Agreed.
That bellies the question. Do we want to light a fire tonight or remain in the dark and avoid unwanted eyes on us?
Well, actually, fire helps. Yes, we will not light a fire tonight. I am tired and I need rest beyond
Yes.
measure.
You guys did get some rest too on Amansul, so just so you're all aware. Yeah, so you did get some sleep, but it's a long walk. You got fatigue removed.
Which then helps my endurance go up by 1 point.
No, you just take one fatigue off of your fatigue. Just remove one fatigue. Yep. Which overall helps you from not being weary.
Oh, okay, I think. But I'm still quite.
Yeah, you had 3 fatigues, so now you should have 2.
We'll talk later about that.
Okay.
We're sleeping, or no, sorry, watches is. I'm the last watch since I'm the most alert at night.
So I think the question was if you're setting up a fire or not.
I already said no.
Everybody is agreeing with no?
Yeah, Thrar, you are more well-traveled than I mean that in the most respectful way. And I trust your judgment.
In my experience, when traveling through unknown lands, it's better to remain silent and unseen, even if it is full of no more than the random deer.
think he meant you're definitely more weathered than us.
Did you not?
I will take that as a compliment. I have many years under my belt, and hopefully a few more still in me. I do not fear the end of this life, and I do not seek it either.
As long as you don't call me old. I'm just making funny jokes in the middle of the evening.
No, it's perfect. The night's coming in. It's like 7 o'clock. It's dark. I mean, you guys obviously are not going to pass right out. So you're chatting and have your camp, and you're kind of comfortable. And
not every forest has to be scary.
With you in it, maybe.
Maybe.
With us in it, maybe. We took down a werewolf. It was years.
as you're talking, there's a smell of damp earth and a pungent sour rot that drifts through the wood. And you can see off in the distance, maybe 50 or 60 feet into the dark wood, a faint orange glow. It is deeper into the woods, not off the road. Faint orange glow flickers through the trunks ahead. You are not alone in these woods.
I'm perking up my ears. May I make a skip? Like, I'm looking around.
Do you want to sneak up and stealth in and see what it is? Is that what you're thinking?
Honestly, I think that I'm just picking up. Perhaps at first, who wants to check first? Does everybody want to check first?
Does this, at first glance, does this glow look like something that could be a firefly?
No, I would say at first pass you all recognize this is probably a campfire, a smaller one.
Well, that's legal. Have you been to a campsite? I have. We're not gonna be like, oh my god, other humans, other things. They're just relighting a fire. Sorry, so do we know that it's fire then?
Yep, you can kind of ascertain that there's a small campfire.
I think Kyrian is thinking that our goal was to remain unseen and quiet, and so I think that's how we should maybe keep it.
I'm like, torch this place up. my little knife ears are frostbitten. Shall we change our minds?
Gar?
This is precisely why I suggested we remain in the dark. Better that we spot the others and decide what to do with that than they spot us first.
My friend, I have learned from your wisdom. Shall we investigate their camp to see if they're friend or foe?
If stealth is required, I'm not the dwarf you need. I will stay with the horses if you would rather go and take a look.
Kyrian, would you like to wander with me?
I can stealth a little, though, as we have maybe seen before, I'm not immune to the occasional twig or branch.
That's true. Why don't you stay here? I'm just gonna go.
I take no offense at that.
I've been walking alone I haven't walked alone for a while. Your company is very good, so I should be back soon, but I won't talk too much until these dice get rolled. I mean, sorry, we're making this up. Sorry, we haven't been asked. by the lore guide. So.
Oh no, you're fine. If you want to sneak up and take a look and report back, you can.
Yeah, because I'm kind of cold, so getting a little walk with the blood system going at least. So.
Let's see how your stealth does.
If I don't come back, let me die with dignity. Don't. Remember me. Here's a tooth and here's a tooth. Just kidding. Oh no. Why don't I talk? Okay, so, oh, I'm fine. 8, 5, 13, plus a 5, 18, I'm 20. I'm a dirty 20, they say, right? With all this scramble.
Excellent. You're able to sneak in a little bit unseen, and what you see is a lone figure of some kind. It's you can't really tell very well, but it's just one person or thing that is covered in a blanket of sorts that is next to the fire. You don't see any anything that would denote that there is orcs or trolls or anything of that nature. It looks to be just a single entity by this fire. Would you like to go back and...
Are they sleeping?
You can't really tell.
Because they're in their blanket. It looks like they're sleeping.
They're kind of hunched over by the fire.
Oh, so they're crouched down in a circle, not a worm, not a caterpillar.
Yeah, they're hunched over, kind of just keeping warm.
They could be dozing because we all do this little ranger move, but they pretty much like in a ready position, I guess. So, can I do my own elven spiritual check? Like, I think that I would be able to tell if there was some evil.
You could do insight.
I got a 5, I think, so my insight is not favored, and I only got 1 dice, so I don't know if this person's evil. I'm curious how one will take me, since I know that in a I'm gonna say hi, or I'm going to, maybe.
You could approach, or you could grab your party. What would you like to do?
I'm going to be worried about this one individual. So I guess I would like to interact. I'm on my own, right? Like I went 100,
Yep.
100 paces?
You're about 50 feet away, so you could grab your party if you wanted, or you could...
No.
You're not too far away. It's not too far. Or you can go in if you like.
I think that I don't think that way. I think that I told them that I was going, that I'm confident. What was I doing? Stealth, right?
Yep.
So I see that it's just one person, and I'm saying, so I'm a confident elf. Lore guide, I stealthed into this campfire, and I am going to interact with this crouched being, and I am going to... I don't know what they do in the hole. Like there's not specifically a way that, you know, when you read books, it's like they interact with this being. So I guess I say, good evening. A friend. I'm a friend.
Okay, and I think we lost Kyrian.
So do I get ambushed? Do I get a jack in the box or something? Like
I'm still within earshot.
Okay, so she walked into the camp, said hello, and you see that there is this shape that is hunched beside the small fire and wrapped in a shawl that is constructed of moss and twigs and leaves, and steam is coiling around him like ghostly vines from the fire and what he is cooking as he stirs a pot. You cannot make out his face other than sunken eyes that have seen too much time. When he looks up, you see jagged yellow teeth and eyes both distant and present. The fire's flames and shadow dance upon his face, changing it as you look at him. He mutters, "Where are your friends? I can smell them."
This is a bad idea. Oh my God. Well,
Kyrian and Thrar, what? Hold on. We're gonna pause for 1 second. Kyrian and Thrar, what are you guys doing as you're waiting for Aldier?
I think just waiting.
Okay. Just wanted to check in with you guys.
Yeah, I'm kind of just like whittling on a stick with my knife.
Okay.
My light has gone because the sunset really happened on my screen, and it's just so dire and dark in here in this room. So
It wouldn't be Aldier without some kind of power going out on her.
all my hope is gone on this side of the world. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. So I grab my dagger, and have you been following us? Are you a friend?
You grab your dagger. Okay, so he does not answer you. Because, yes.
I drift. I stealth backwards towards the party. I just dip.
Which is perfect for right now, because you've just dipped out of screen. So, alright, so you've come back to the party.
Hey guys, I think we should leave. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, so we have a stalker. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Gentlemen, there is a problem in the woods. There's a freaky old person near a fire. Recalling our travels, I'm quite paranoid that this is the warlock from our trap evening. Like, the thing that, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm having recalls of a scary wizardy type stuck in this area, right? Like,
How do you know it's a warlock? Just him being old doesn't make him dangerous.
he knows. He's been following us. He verbatim said that he knows that we're here and didn't know. He is going to get us, and we are not ready. Stop talking back. Get your stuff together, sir. This isn't time for games. Let's go either ambush him or get prepared for something else. But thank you for that insight that I wouldn't. It's true. I may have pushed the truth. I did not sense any magic on him, but he had lack of grooming. Psycho.
Living alone in the woods does not automatically make you a servant of the enemy.
I was born yesterday as an elf. I get it. Nobody believes the elf in this party. I understand. I have very bad vibes of this individual who knows our party and we do not know them. Doesn't that freak you out?
We're not the stealthiest group as a group. Perhaps he just heard us setting camp.
I offered him, "Hi, friend," and he spoke nothing. Alright, I'll go back and die for you guys. I'm sick of this.
I'll go with you.
Alright.
I will tie the horses to a tree and follow as well.
Yes. Although I will state that lack of grooming does not equal evil.
All right.
I beg to differ. Cleanliness is next to elfin royalty-ness.
So you go back to him, and as you are entering his little pocket of the forest, he's stirring his pot and looks up and says, "An elf, a dwarf, and a man. Ranger by the look of it, I would say. Turn to highway robbery of old men minding their stew, have you lot? If not, tell me who you are."
No robbery, we're self-defense.
We're just travelers making our way along the road, and we happen to spot your fire. We mean you no harm and no ill will.
She stirs for a little while. "So what be your business out here?"
Our business is our own. We have not asked yours.
"Oh, I would be happy to share my business. It is fire and stew and snow. Now what is yours?"
As I said, simply travelers making our way, seeking answers to questions and those that have gotten lost.
"I see. I should share riddles with you as well, I suppose. I follow trails. Not of hoof or boot. Smaller beasts than that. They lead me to where truth hides. Shall we continue talking in this manner?" He studies all three of you. He looks at you, Aldier, and you. Are you chasing glory or running from cold? And Kirian, he looks at you and he says, "Are you looking for honor or for hope? What is it your party seeks?"
Just curious about a new friend and potentially warming up my hands near your fire and to share good stories. Are you a friend? You asked about my friends, and they're here now.
"I'm a friend to some, but to others not. While you were all talking, you've noticed that the bushes and the bramble around you is kind of rustling a little bit. There's movement within it.
Are these your friends in the bushes around us? If so, we've shown ourselves. Why don't they show theirs?
He stirs the pot a little bit, and you notice this shawl that is over him moves oddly around him, almost rippling. As you ask this question, there are large rolls that move throughout it, around his chest and arms, with ripples slowly throughout him. What are each of your names, if we are to be friends?
Give us your name, and we shall give you ours.
Many know me as Havareth, if you must know. I go where rats lead, south by west, to places that are forgotten but are still there. Now, what are your names?
I am Aldi.
I am Kirian, a ranger of the north.
Excellent. And as you are talking, you do see come out of bushes in the bramble a lot of, maybe a dozen or so mice that are kind of coming around the campfire and moving about. You see some eyes flicking in the trees. He ladles out the stew into small cups rich in earthy scents, and he sets them on a log near him and motions for each of you to take one, but he has none for himself.
Can I give him something out of my satchel?
You want to give him something out of your satchel?
My bow and arrow? Yeah, no. Out of, yeah, just like a lamb, like we're trading, right? So.
No, he's not trading. He's set these bowls out with this rotten smelling, pungenty sour, small little bowls for the three of you.
I want to ask him, are you a spirit of the forest? A protector of some sort?
You might say that. Some may say that. Some may not. Take and drink.
I'm a vegetarian.
There is no meat that you will find in these soups. His shawl moves again with another ripple, and you can tell it is against his will that this is occurring. More blinking is happening in the trees, and you see that there are now these large possums that have gathered. Healing stews are not made for taste, he says. If you are wary of drinking, I do not need them, but you do. It keeps the frost from biting. Now eat, eat.
Kirian is gonna kind of look at both my party members, a little nervous, but take a step forward and pick up one of the bowls.
Kirian, I'll take a sip before you take a sip.
Hey.
I can handle this potentially more than you, little guy. So.
He sighs, half smiling. I told you my name is Havareth, which is true. And his shawl is moving more. If I were a witch, the stew would taste better. He reaches underneath his shawl and removes it and tosses it to the side, and you see spill out a family of hedgehogs, and underneath he's wearing a brown cloak. Most know me as Radagast.
Yeah.
Radagast the Brown. I am not a witch. Healing stews are not meant for taste, but to heal. Looking at a larger hedgehog that was within his shawl, he holds in his hand. Ferdinand, you interrupted. You're so impatient, ruining my fun. And sets him down. Each of you, please do a lore check to see if you know who Radagast is.
Is Eastar just a is it like common for just with like wizard or is
Yeah,
it
Eastar.
only and only for Gandalf?
The E-Star are wizards, yes, they're the E-Star.
And have I figured this out that this is an Eastar?
If you do a lore check, you will have known of Radagast. If
That
not-
is a pass.
Pass. Yay.
You guys are so lucky that you did not attack him. There was a prep for that in case you did. I was kind of hoping you guys would.
And I wish I would have spent a hope, but I'm so distracted by everything. So I only got a 10. I have no idea. I still think that this is just a crazy
You do.
old man. Like, I am.
So, Thrar and Kieran, you know who this is. Do you want to tell Aldier very quickly
Yeah.
as he has revealed who he is?
Oh. Yeah. That was a pass. I got a Gandalf run with Tangwar.
Wow.
Yeah, so Kieran, you definitely know who Radagast is, for sure. And Thrar, you've just passed, right?
Yep, just.
So how do you tell me both how you know of this person? Tell me your story of how this came into your knowledge.
Probably because it's just barely a pass. Probably word of mouth from dwarves of Erebor that have traveled through Mirkwood. Maybe who have heard the stories from the original party of 13 who went to reclaim Erebor. So I would recognize the name, but only that he's an old man who lives on the eaves of Mirkwood, and not much more.
And Kieran?
Kieran would know through his growing up and training and learning with the Rangers and the occasional minglings with the elves that forests are not all dark places, but they're places to be wary of, because there's a respect for forests, because the forests also have their own protectors. And yes, so he would know of a certain wizard, the brown wizard, that would takes very special care of the forest, and to be I guess that would be his information, that not all things in the forest are beings to be afraid of, but respected.
So he sees Thor and Kieran, he sees your faces, and he knows that there's a connection there. He looks to you, Aldier, and he says, "If you do not know of me, you may know of my kin, Gandalf the Grey, or Saruman the White. They are heard in
I whispered again.
they are heard in these parts, I know, not so much as me, as I am from the other side of the mountains, but of these days I have traveled over here for my reasons and others." He sets Ferdinand down. Small creature snuffles towards the pot. A poor apprentice, but loyal. So, are you all drinking the soup now?
Yes, I did. Because once I realized it was an East Star, I just went like a little. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm like, oh,
Okay.
I need help. Whether I'm already. Well, I'm still fatigued by 2, so I listen and I understand and I fall. I am justified. I am so happy to meet a friend. Thank you.
Anybody else drinking?
Well, Thrar will drink it.
Yeah,
knowing
Carrion
that-
is. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's it.
It is the sour and pungentness is no doubt a lot of mushrooms that he was stewing together, and you can remove if you have up to 2 shadow, you can remove 2 shadow. You can heal endurance up to your strength rating, and you can remove all of your fatigue. Thus, working in not having fellowship phases that often.
Yep.
Does your
Thrar goes, brings the horses, and comes back.
he comes back, so everybody comes back. Big animal party. Does your party have a name? Fellowship name?
We did make one. Raven something, right? Kyrian helped us make this.
Yes, it was the Fellowship of the Raven.
Yes.
Well, that's an excellent name that I can agree with and be agreeable to. Ravens are very wise. So with this, he offers to help each other. He thinks that, maybe that, you've chatted just a little bit. He understands a little bit of your tale. And we're going to enter in an area of the game if everybody has a little bit of time this evening. Is that okay? Are we crunched on time? I know we started a little late. All right. We are going to go through council. So I'm going to just educate a little bit on it. If you're confused, we can talk afterwards as well. But pause, ask questions. We'll try to keep it time sensitive, but we are learning a new thing. So councils, you guys have done fellowship phases, journey phases. We kind of did the journey phases and went, we'll use that as fast travel when we've already been somewhere. And we have done adventure phases. You guys have learned pretty much a lot leveling up. There's this one other thing called councils. Councils are events of importance in some type of formal gathering during which stakes are high. In this situation, the gathering is formal. For Radagast, and having him as a patron and an ally, this would be a high boon for your party. So the stakes are kind of high. He's not sure who you guys are really fully, right? This isn't the Fellowship of the Ring. This isn't you guys hanging out in the Shire and he's coming and he's checking you out. Like, hey, can I get something from you? Can you guys get something from me? Can we actually be allies in this? So that would be a big boon for you guys. To have a council, the party must perform rolls against a level of resistance. There is a limited number of attempts, which underscores a time and a patience limit to the council. There are 3 steps to a council. 1, the resistance is set. We'll go over these. 2, there's an introduction. Somebody introduces themselves. Hello, kind sir, which I think Aldia had a council with the 2 homeless guys of Forsaken Inn.
That's a compliment.
And there's an interaction, and then there's a resolution. So when the council's over, there's a final review and outcome. So the resistance is this a reasonable request, then it's going to be set to 3. That means you have to get 3 successes. A Tangor counts as a success as well. And we'll go through how you actually pass these, but I could say, okay, in this situation with Radagast, he's friendly, He's toying with you guys. He's playing with you guys a little bit. He really does want allies. You don't seem all too bad. You didn't attack him. Good job.
I was just looking for somebody to brag about the wolf's teeth, right? It was
So-
gonna be like, beware in these woods, kind traveler. There's a werewolf about. Look at these teeth.
Technically, he's kind of requesting in a way, but kind of not. He's sort of interviewing. It's almost like going to an employer who has a job posting, who's requesting what, right? So this request is set to a 3. This is a pretty low level bar to pass. A bold request is set to a 6, and an outrageous request is set to a 9. You have to have 9 successes. And you're going to see why even a 3 is going to be hard to pass. A good measure for this is a reasonable request. The person does not lose anything by helping, and maybe even is offered something to equal or greater value from the request. So you go up, you say, hey, you bunch of rangers, we really want you to help us take over this mine, and there's a ton of gold in there, and there's no orcs, we were just there, it's just there's too much gold for us to carry. Like that's pretty reasonable request, right? Probably going to do it. Bold request, your company's going to profit more than what is requesting. Hey, can you come help save us in Lampwater, right? And they're like, what do we get out of it? It's like, we don't have much to give, kind of a thing. We just need your help. And then 9 is when the company is asking something extremely dangerous, and there's a scarce chance of reward. And that's when it goes pretty high up to 9 successes. So we set the resistance. Your guys' resistance is set to 3. We need 3 successes. We're going to get to what that means, okay? But first we have to set the time limit. How much time do you have to meet those successes? How many times do you actually get to roll? And this is set to either a 3 or a 4 and Tangwars, depending on if you pass or fail. And this is, sorry, we could talk about this a little bit, but this is where you get to version 2 and version 3 of the book. Yep. So a person can do an awe check, a courtesy check, or a riddle check to essentially set the time that you've gathered their attention, right? This is not a pass to say, hey, we've passed one of these bars that we have to pass. The resistance is set to 3. First thing you're doing is you're kind of doing Aldier's classic, hello, good sirs, you all seem very kind. And they're like, we're listening, right? So how long are they going to listen? That's your first thing that you're doing, is you're saying, hey, we're going to set how long we've gathered their attention. It's not just, hey, roll an awe, courtesy, or riddle and pick which one you want. In awe, you're set to impress, but when you do that, you're going to reveal good and bad about the company. You're going to tell your whole story. So you might be a little loose-lipped while you're trying to impress and seeing what's going to actually work. And so, for example, in this, if you choose the person that's going to do the introduction, and let's say Thrar, you're really, really, really good at awe, or Kieran, you're really, really good at awe, and Aldia, you're not, right? And Kieran's like, oh, okay, I'll do it. I'm really good at awe. It's like, all right, awesome. You're going to do the awe check, you roll, and you're going, hey, by the way, Radagast, Aldia has this cursed letter that she's not getting rid of. You're going to just spill the beans with awe, right? They're going to kind of know everything if you use awe. So there's good and bad to it. Courtesy, this is when you're asking for support. There's really no good or bad, but it's really limited to, are you looking for support from this person for a particular thing? Riddles is the opposite of awe. You can use riddles where you're going to keep your secrets at a distance, but if you fail your riddle roll, you're going to breed mistrust, and that bar could go up higher. So it could go from a 3 to a 6 all of a sudden because they now mistrust you, and in some cases it could even turn somebody into an enemy and the council's just over. So this could be like a bad situation if you choose riddle. So let's say you go for awe, which probably makes the most sense, but you guys decide you're going to get together and decide who's going to be our spokesperson, who's going to do the first introduction. You do the introduction, you roll, and if you roll against awe and you win and you beat it, you get 4 chances to beat that resistance score. You get 4 chances to get 3 successes. You get to count Tengwars as a success as well. If you fail, you get a 3. You get 3 chances. So let me say this again. We're going to set the resistance. The resistance is set to 3. Then you're going to do an introduction. How many tries do you get to try to get 3 successes? You're going to roll. So you roll against awe, courtesy or riddle. If you succeed, you get 4 chances plus any Tengwar you rolled. So you could get, a lot of chances potentially. If you fail, you only get 3 chances to meet that level. Now enters the actual test. We've got the resistance set to 3. We've got the introduction, which is how many chances you get, set. Anybody can interact and actually do things, okay, and talk and whatever. So what you can roll with Radagast in this case during your interaction, this is the actual full council, is in Hearten, Persuade, Riddle, and Song. To save time, I'm just going to limit you to those without going into the whys and whats. We can go over those at another time. But in Hearten, Persuade, Riddle, and Song is how you're going to try to interact and persuade and work with Radagast to get him to say, hey, we're all going to work well together, we're a team. We also check the attitude of the audience. Are they reluctant? If so, you're going to lose 1D on all tests. Radagast is not reluctant. He's actually kind of into you guys a little bit. He's hopeful. Is he just open? There's no modifier. Is he friendly? There's going to be 1D. You're going to get an extra dice.
Legolas's name, I would have extended the last. Sorry.
You guys are actually going to get on your, not on your introduction, whoever does your introduction, you don't get this, but when you do your interaction, every interaction that if like Kieran, you're like, I think I want to try to interact with Radagast for a test, you're going to get an extra 1 dice just because he's friendly towards you guys. Okay? So we can go over council again when it's a little harder because it seems unfair when it's harder, especially if it's set to 9. It's like, wait, it's set to 9 and we only get 4 chances. How in God's green earth do you actually pass that? Well, there's ways that you can get extra dice. I had to look this up a few times. The game comes with 6 dice. You are not limited. There it goes. The game comes with 5 dice and 1 on the floor. Game comes with 6 dice. You're not limited to 6. Per the developer from Free League. So you can actually go up to more dice if needed. Pips, not so much. How do you get more dice beyond hope? I'm glad you asked. You have distinctive features, which we haven't really gotten into. Distinctive features can add an extra 1D if it's appropriate. So example, being swift is not exactly helpful in a council. Please remind me of your distinctive features and ask, hey, can I use this distinctive feature for this? You can use it once in a session, once in an adventure. Keen-eyed isn't really helpful, but being faithful could be helpful to Radagast and bringing that up and say, hey, I'd like to use faithful. And, and in some of these cases, something like faithful could mess with you a little bit if I'm feeling imaginative and I'm on top of it. See Pippin and Denethor, right?
Yep.
So Pippin used his distinctive, honorable, faithful extra dice to win over Denethor, but now he has to be captain of the guard and be faithful to Denethor, right? So be careful with some of those because I might be watching or I might be asleep. And if you do have faithful with somebody, it could break trust if you are not. So it doesn't mean that you have to do it, but then you're going to have problems the next time you try to do a council. So look at those things. I think that some of you have things like being wary, being fair-spoken, being patient, being proud, generous. These things could actually be helpful, like even being rustic is probably good for Radagast. You're connecting to him on that rustic level. True-hearted, wary, all these things are decent for council. So that's how you can get an extra 1d, is your distinctive features, 160. Another way, which feels a little funky, because I don't want anybody to feel bad about if they do a really good role play and I don't give this to them, but it's good role play, and speeches can gain an extra 1d or even a 2d. So I want to try to be fair and good with that, knowing that none of us are really actors, but we're trying. And so if I'll try to be generous with that, and if I'm not, feel free to DM me if you feel like you're getting left out, and I do not want to do that. That's not my intent. So, but that's another way to get an extra dice. So you go in and you say, hey, I want to do a song for Kieran. You don't have to go freaking sing a song, but I want to do a song for Radagast to try to get him. And the song's going to go something like this, something about the birds in the air. And you can just describe the song if you want. Good description. You could just even ask me, does that give me another D, please? Because, like porridge, can I have some more? And it doesn't give it to you at that point. It gives it to you for your next test or your next roll. Not on that particular one. That's another way to get an extra dice. So really, you get hope. If they're friendly, you get an extra dice. Do an inspired speech, you get an extra dice. If you get a the distinctive features can get you an extra. You can get up to 5 extra dice, essentially, to really help you with these councils. So just keep that in the back pocket as you start to think about the math later with harder councils. All right, so councils can end in one of 3 ways: success, a failure, or a success with woe, and a disaster. So success is pretty obvious, you get what you want. A failure or a success with woe means that you're still successful, but like maybe you rolled a couple successes, but you didn't quite meet what you wanted. You didn't quite meet the resistance rating. And so you could do things like, I don't want to plant too many seeds, so let me try to think of another one. Let's say you're counseling with dwarves, right? And you're trying to get them, and you got a kind of a failure with a couple of successes in there, though. You could offer the dwarves the gold that you have, right? It's going to cost you something, essentially, to make this work. So that's one way to still push it. However, if it's a pretty bad, like you only got 1 success or 2 successes and you needed a lot, you're probably going to end up being mistrusted, potentially even attacked, depending on the situation. All right. So, questions, or you guys want to walk through and counsel with Radagast?
Counsel with him. Let's counsel with him.
All right, so we're going to start with the resistance rating is set to 3, which means you have to get 3 successes. Who would like to do the introduction and ask me questions? I will walk you through it.
If Thrar was to do it, the only one that I have any chance of succeeding with is Riddle. So if someone else has awe or courtesy, with more than favored and 2 pips, they should probably do it.
I have no courtesy. I'm wait, sorry. You said 2 different.
We can do the introduction either Riddle, courtesy, or awe. I am pretty good at Riddle, but Riddle has more negative possibilities if we fail.
I have really good awe. So, I can help with awe. That's all I can help with. I think. Riddle's not good.
Kieran has pretty poor social skills.
So in a way, you and Radagast are akin.
We're like happy. This is a great party. Like,
Yeah.
awkward festival and a possum.
Mice and a possum.
Multiple possums.
Multiple mice and possums. They were my misdirection that none of you bought on. Need to get better at my misdirection. Just trying to get you guys thinking maybe this is the rat dude.
Actually, he kind of had me on that. I was thinking about that.
He did say that he follows the rats, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
More to come on that.
Okay. So what's your stats on awe for Aldier?
Oh, I've favored and 2 pips.
Then I say go for it. I will spend a hope to give you an extra D and help
Oh.
you.
Okay, great. Keep that up. All right.
So you can roll with 3 success dice.
Then it is. Oh, you know, it's so exciting. We're just so excited. And that is bad for dice rolling. Great. Maybe not actually. 7. Okay, good. I thought it was a 1. 1 and a 7 on these things. So.
Yeah, the font's a little bit confusing.
I'm favored, so I do not take the ISR on.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Don't take that.
So 10, 19 out of 16 is a pretty good success.
Yeah. Any Tingwars?
Yes. 1.
Oh, excellent. So you have 5. So
5?
5
your
attempts.
party, you guys have 5 attempts now to interact with Radagast the Brown to pass the resistance of him, which is a resistance of 3, to get what you want, which is to essentially be aligned and to be allies. So, with that, you now have to talk to each other about how you would like to proceed as far as trying to get passes. Remember, you get 1d because he's friendly, so you get that extra bonus dice. Don't forget about it.
Yep.
And if you have any distinctive features that might be helpful to Radagast, that will also get you a D. And if you have somebody who's a good, you want to push out there as a role player, even role playing could be quiet, just like quiet meek hobbit or whatever, right? That can get you an extra D. And the things that you are looking at for trying to pass are going to be, I have them listed down here. Enhearten, Persuade, Riddle, and Song for Radagast.
I'm going to try and push my luck here. So I have Cunning and Wary and Rhymes of Lore. I'm going to try for Riddle, which means I roll favored. I already have 2 pips. Because it's now nighttime, I get dark for dark business. So if I spend a hope, I get 2 extra dice.
Tell me a little bit about dark for dark business, just so I can understand how that would apply.
It's the wording in the book is, your kind is not troubled by mere darkness in itself, as most of the members of other cultures are. On the contrary, you have grown to like the dark better than the light, finding yourself at ease in its cold embrace. When you're in the dark, at night or underground, you are inspired on all your rolls, which means for spending a hope, I get 2 extra D.
Nice. Okay.
So I'm gonna say that even though it's dark and his fire is very small, I'm not troubled by that. I can read his facial features and his facial expressions and see if he's sort of open to what we're saying and what we're trying to do.
Okay, so you've got Song of Lore, sounds good. The Dark sounds good. You're spending a hope, which is great. He's friendly, so that gives you 1D.
Yep.
I'm not sure on distinctive features if you get 1 for all 3 in a shot, or I think it's just 1 at a time, right?
Yep. So it's your call if any of those are fitting.
Oh,
Cunning.
Song of Lore is full on fitting, right?
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, Song of Lore. I mean, all of them are, but I think that's your big one. So Song of Lore, Darkness, Hope, Friendly. Was there anything else?
No, that's it. And that's me rolling with 6.
Okay, so that's for our. Are you jumping in? Are you counseling with your party, or are you just kind of going? Boom?
I'm going to build off how I started the interaction with him, answering riddles with riddles, and I'm going to build off that, riddling about the red moon, and he said he's following the rats, and we're also following the rats of a different sort.
And I can return hope to you, just for funds.
Okay. So
7
that means.
dice.
So now I'm rolling with 7. Let me get my other set of dice. I have both the red and the white and the black dice.
It's okay.
So
That was
adding a 7th
amazing.
dice.
That was amazing against your screen because you couldn't see what you're doing. It looked like you were doing mime type stuff.
Yeah, let me see if the camera can. I have a lot of dice.
Nice.
I have both sets.
I'll just, like, there's good feelings. Like, we're like good feelings. So I have a hope for you.
Let's see if
Someday.
does the sound of the dice carry through the microphone.
Well, you can use it
No.
now or you can use it later.
Okay. We have here a Gandalf rune
Jeez.
and 2 Tengwars. So that makes it. So I ignore this one. 2 times 6 is 12. That makes 18. That makes 24. That's 25. Gandalf rune is a 12. So that is 37. With a Gandalf rune and 2 Tengwars.
Well, that kind of concludes the council. Which is actually good, right? That's gives you, kind of shortens it up a little bit. But this was hours of talking, right?
Yep.
So, Thrar, you just kind of jumped in, didn't chat with the rest of your party. We'll see how that plays out with your party. But you interacted with Radagast for probably about 2 or 3 hours, and you used Riddle, which you were able to keep secrets. Are there any secrets that you want to keep from Radagast, or things that you don't want to reveal?
I don't think so. I think in this case, the riddle was not so much as keeping secrets as sort of, in a way, teasing him, in that giving bits of information as we go and not say everything all at once and there we go. Because there are few people that I would, knowing a little bit of what I know, I didn't roll as well as Kyrian, but what I know about the wizards, if anyone had answers, it would be one of them, and it's not an elf, so I feel more comfortable with that.
Okay.
No, like if it was Elrond, I would keep things hidden, but from a wizard, I wouldn't hide the coins from Dale. Just as an example.
You are talking openly in front of me, but.
Yep.
Does Thrar know about the coins from Dale and the flute? Oh, and by the way, Aldier, you did. I'm sorry.
Thinking about how talkative dwarves are, and once you get them started, geez, this is the first time. Just.
Yeah. So the I don't know if the rest of your party knows about the 5 coins that you took and the flute. And we did skip that, but you're able to discern that flute. That's the gift that Elrond had put in there. So you have an elvish flute. Yep.
Sorry, we're interrupting. Thar, continue.
Yeah. Just one up.
So,
I'm cutting and pasting that one piece.
The things I don't tell him about are the things I don't know about. I don't really know about her cursed letter, and I don't know about the coins and the flute, other than that was what was being transported, but I didn't go searching through the stuff. We just buried it.
Talked to, right? Like you're sharing your stuff because you need information. Sorry, Matthew. You lost him. He was saying something very specific. Is that he's looking for information from Radagast that he is very, very certain about his source, right? Interesting. So continue. I was just put down for like a second and I couldn't help myself. What? You wouldn't tell an elf?
So I appreciate that. So you used Riddle. You were successful on it. You didn't. You shared only what you wanted to share, which was everything except for the things you didn't know, which was the letter and basically Aldier's little kleptoness that she's got going on with letters and coins and flutes, because you're not aware of any of that. I don't think anybody is. But you know about the wolf teeth.
Yes. Because she showed me the wolf teeth. If she didn't show me the teeth, I wouldn't know about that either.
Kyrian, is there anything that you would have not want revealed to Radagast? Since Thor kind of went in and started talking, like, did you have a chance to elbow him to not share something?
I don't think so. I think Kyrian feels that a lot of the people that he's seen as allies in Eriador, he's been pretty forthwith and cunning. I think with what he knows with Radagast about the protectors or wizards, see them as very wise and sources of counsel. So, I think he's pretty he's okay with information being put out.
So during your council time, just about 2 or 3 hours, Radagast is mostly listening to all of these stories about the Tower of the Last Dawn and about, the lesser Watcher type being, about the rumors of the sickly white pilgrim in the Shire, about he seemed very confused about the Ithilien-styled ranger, Theron, that had come up and talked about the frogs and the black gilled fish in Tharabad. He definitely was very concentrated when you were talking about the rats and the things that Theron had shared with you and the things that were shared with you at the Forsaken End. So he's very much listening to you. He's very disturbed by the werewolf, and you could tell he was very akin and drawn to all of you, that you had handled it so well. And he was saddened as well by the story, which it is, horrible story. While this is going on and these conversations are happening, he's been moving about with bags and his cloak, and he's been working the fire as you're listening, and he's putting things in your hands. All of you are getting biscuits, you're getting these hard little pies, that you're getting salads that he's kind of putting together in different bowls that you're eating while you're talking. The last dish that he gives all of you is cooked potatoes with roots and some of the freshest water you believe you have ever drank in your entire life. Each of you gain 1 hope back.
I'm full.
Because you succeeded, Radagast is now a patron, and he is one of the main patrons of this campaign. So you will get +1 to your fellowship score, and he has 2 abilities that can affect your fellowship. And Aldia, can you hear me? We lost Aldia.
Question.
Yep.
So I have on my sheet, we had a fellowship. I don't know if this is right for everybody. We had a fellowship score of 3. We lost 1. We used 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we got it back.
Yeah, you get a fellowship. Basically, some patrons, most of them, I think Owen didn't, but most of them give you a fellowship score boost or bonus. So this is a bonus. So now your fellowship score goes from a maximum of 3 to a maximum of 4.
Okay.
As long as you are working their kind of job, right? So your fellowship rating went up by 1. And so at your, and we're not doing the fellowship phases normally, so basically at the beginning of each session, it just refreshes. So now you can refresh up to 4 fellowship points with this patron.
Oh, we had none before, right?
You have 3.
Oh. And now it's up to 4.
Now it's up to 4. Nope. You have 3 that refreshes every game. Whether you use them or not, you always start with 3. Now you always start with 4, whether you use them or not.
Okay. My new sheet had it be blank.
Yep. We haven't been using them too much. We keep forgetting the horses, right?
Yep.
Radagast has...
They're part of our fellowship.
Yeah, they're pretty... They are. So you have two things that Radagast gives you when you are working with his stuff. So you got compounded things right now because you're working Owen, who's a patron, and you're working Radagast, which is a patron. So as long as they can compound, so if they're on the same track and you're kind of doing the same work for both of them, if you deviate from it, then you don't have that bonus. Radagast has Birds of the Air.
That's why I didn't write it down. Rowan's a bad guy. We don't want fellowship with him, but we got it, right? Because of carrying
Owen-
Owen is a dwarf.
Oh, Owen's the one at the inn. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the pretty head of hair name?
It's not Owen.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
That was Ellis.
Ellis, right. Okay, never mind. Owen and Ellis.
So Radagast has two things that he gives beyond that to your fellowship. He has Birds of the Air. So once per adventure, the company, and I'll put these on the Discord too. Once per adventure, the company may call on Radagast's friendship with birds of Middle Earth. During a combat, a sudden rush of wings and cries and distracting swoops will cover the company's retreat. The effect, if the heroes are attempting to move from defend to rearward to retreat in a combat, they may do a complete reroll once if they failed. This is for each player in the defend position attempting to retreat. So essentially, if you're trying to retreat, it can be a little difficult, and especially if you are in defend, because you have to go into defend before you can go to rearward to retreat. If you go into defend and fail, that could be fatal, right? And so you can spend one of these fellowships to do Birds of the Air, and basically birds will come in and distract the situation. You can do that once per adventure. The other, what's that?
Made sense the first time.
Yep.
You said it really good.
The other one is called Wisdom of Quiet Places. This is his last one. Radagast's calming presence and deep understanding of spirit and nature can momentarily restore resolve. You can spend one fellowship to remove the weary or miserable condition from one hero for one turn, and that hero makes their next roll favored during the same combat round or next turn. So for one moment, they have a peace and tranquility. If you are miserable or if you are weary, you're not for just a moment, and you're favored. All right. Good job, guys. All right, so it's kind of exciting.
Yep.
He looks at all of you after hearing Thrar talk for a very long time, and the lore guide. Red Moon and Star. Maybe it's because I look down more than I look up, or my time's being in the forest, but I did not pay much attention to the sky. I may have missed, but I seem to recall seeing a red moon and 3 stars at once, maybe years, if not tens of years ago. And yes, another time I recall there was a red moon and 2 stars. Could never find the third the other time. Just curious. I remember looking for that. I remember seeing 3 stars and then another time seeing 2, trying to find the other third, but I don't recall. Maybe there was more times with it or not. I believe there was maybe fires causing the phenomena. All seems like dreams and memories at this point. Yes, and the frogs and the fish with black gills and Tharabad. I would like to see if you can find out more of that, since you're heading down to your friend Henry, and possibly further south to Dunlin for Beaufort. You'll be near Tharabad to review that situation. As for me, I'm into Andoreth, but I have too many things to count. I also must go to Linden at some point, and I feel I'm called. He's going distant on you all right now as he's going into his own mind. I'm being called north, I feel, from what the animals tell me, but the little footprints take me to Andoreth, so I have many places to be. But if you can find out what is happening in Tharabad, I believe this is what pulls my curiosity. So that is what he has given you. You all are able to eat for a while, hang out with Radagast. Any questions for him before the night ends?
If we find answers, where would we find you?
I have ways of turning up and finding people when the time is fitting. No worries about that. It's usually in the wind and in the air that we find our songs.
Oh, I can ask him if he knows how to play a flute. Because I don't. I'm just.
You want to hand him the flute?
Yes, maybe.
Okay, so he takes the flute and he begins playing the flute. Do 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 do. And he looks at it for a little bit, and he looks at all of you, and he says, "You're all frogs." And then you weirdly believe that you're frogs for a second. He's like, "Do you believe me? That you're all frogs?"
Thrar looks at his hands, confused.
He hands the flute back to you, and he says, "Beautiful. It is a flute of persuasion."
Oh, so cool.
Who wants to do a riddle check? Actually, Kyrian, can you do a riddle check? Because I think this most affects you. This is fun.
Okay.
You can do
I
riddle
can't.
or lore. You can do riddle or lore. I think those connect a little bit.
Okay. Lore would be great.
It's technically history, but not really.
Gandalf rune
Perfect.
with
You-
Tengwar.
It hits you immediately as you're able to put the pieces of the puzzle together. The bird on the cart matches the bird that was on the letter that you got from Cormac, who was in Bree. And of course he would want a flute of persuasion. For he is a con artist of sorts. And just to reveal to the party to conclude that sort of story, the werewolf had dispatched with the courier, so they did not meet the checkpoint for the ambush to happen, which was the bird with the broken leaf, meaning it's off. For whatever reason, they have not met their checkpoint. And
We don't know, right? Did you
Kyrian's-
share this with us?
Kyrian has pieced this together.
So we're none the wiser, sadly, but that's so good.
Yeah.
It's being recounted to you.
Oh, you shared it? Okay, good.
Yeah, because I think that most
Yes,
affected
got
Kyrian.
it.
So this is a redemptive
Like-
moment of detective work you have done.
All the pieces, they just fall into place.
That's a little scoundrel.
Yeah. So it's next morning. He is already gone as you're waking, and because the night is a little long, we will move to the very last scene, if that's okay. It'll just be like perfect. Okay, so the last you've traveled a ways, and we're gonna go to here. You traveled a ways again through the path. You're right about here. Traveled a full day with no issues. Probably recounting that you've met Radagast and filling in a lot of the gaps, and Kyrian sharing, his detective work that he has done. And as you approach another wooded area, you set down for a camp. And as you're setting down for the camp, it's been overcast most of the day. You feel that there's something watching you from the woods. There's just an ominous feeling as you all are kind of chatting around the camp. that you've set up. It's nighttime. It's the next evening.
So safe last night. I'm like hungover from the fun that last night was. I'm like so sad. I'm just so sad. Awareness check, because I can't play my flute anymore because I don't have a really cool wizard to protect us. So can I awareness?
Yeah, awareness away.
Not very well. I'm not as interested. We shared so much of our soul last night that this is a lot of talking, probably for Thar too, right? A long time.
Anybody else like to try to do an awareness check?
Yeah, I'll try.
I could try too.
Best. I could go home now. The elf is like, I fought a werewolf, I met a wizard. I gotta run.
I rolled a 1 and 2 2s.
We're worn out.
I rolled a 9, a 4, and a 2. So that is a pass. My target number is 14, and I got 15.
The clouds shift, and the full moon comes out. Please don't hold me to calendars on full moons. I'll try to keep them a month apart. The full moon comes out, and silhouetted and lit, you see in the woods something very large. It looks to have its back turned to you as you have your back turned to it.
Thrar is utterly unaware of this.
Yeah, Kieran, you're aware of this.
Do I peek over? I peek over?
Yeah, you see it.
Okay.
What would you like to do? Do you want to inform your party?
Yeah, maybe I'll say, I'll look over and say, are you all seeing what I'm seeing?
I'll turn around and look at what he's pointing at.
Yeah, silently.
Yeah.
Same.
Now you're becoming more aware, so everybody can see this.
Can we roll again? Sorry, 'cause I'm trying to see the thing.
No, you see it. You see it. You're now aware because Kieran let you know.
What is
What do you all want to do?
We're getting close to troll country. Might be a troll. I whisper.
Is it close? Is it close enough that this is like a thing, or am I looking at a? It's not like a landscape. Like,
Just what's the distance?
I'm imagining here, the silhouette of like Amonsul. All right.
It's close enough that you can't really tell, but it's not. You can tell it's not like a mountain range or a hill.
That it's not that.
No, it's probably like 60 feet away.
Okay.
Maybe at the most 80 feet away.
Thrar will stand up and grab his mattock, and I am going to try and stealth up to it just in case it is a troll. It's nighttime. I'm going to spend a hope. Dark for dark business again.
Are you joining all day?
It's not favored.
That I gave you already.
It's this, and I can add 2.
So Thor, before you roll, let's find out what everybody's doing. So you're gonna
Yep.
stand up and stealth towards it. Kieran and Alday, what are you guys gonna do?
Well, it's not that far, so we'll let him do it, just like I did with the fire.
Okay. Kieran?
I see Brar kind of getting up, kind of being alerted by this. So I kind of feel like I maybe should be alerted about it too. I'm kind of gonna back away from the fire and maybe kind of hide behind a tree a little bit, like
Okay.
Make myself a little less visible.
Okay, are you staying towards the camp, or are you stealthing with Thrar to kind of be...
Yeah, I'm gonna stealth with Thrar.
Okay. So Alday, if I understand correctly, you're staying at the camp. Thrar and Kieran, you're gonna stealth towards this thing.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Alday...
60 feet. It's 60 feet. We just shot orcs that were like 100 feet or 50 feet away, right? So I can be rearward ready with my bow, at least.
That works, yeah. You want to be rearward ready? You want to string your bow? You could prepare a shot, so you could maybe
I'm lookout in the bank robbery.
Okay, so we're actually going to say that you're fully aware, you're ready to prepare a shot. So if it's time to shoot, you'll have an extra dice for prepare a shot. We'll do that since she's staying behind and it's not that far. All right, so you got a sniper for both of you.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's get some stealth rolls going.
Let's.
By the way, these stealth rolls are going to be favored.
Ooh. I don't need it. I rolled a Gandalf rune with a Kevlar.
I'm just short. I rolled a 14 and he did a 16.
Did you roll favored with 2 feet dice?
Yeah, that was favored.
Okay.
I rolled a 8 or 2.
This is amazing.
I will spend one of my one success dice to give you an extra. Right? Is that how it works? I can spend a success dice to help someone else?
Yeah, I think so. We could look that up, but I'll
Okay.
say green light on that, and then we'll look it up.
Okay, so I can roll an extra.
Yep.
Yep.
I think I'll look it up after session, but I'm pretty sure you can spend a Tengwar to help another player hero.
I need at least a 2. Yep, 5. That passes.
All right. So Thrar, you have a very successful stealth as you're moving up to this. Kieran, yours is just a normal success. So tell me how you slinked up to this thing. Like, what are we seeing? What's happening?
Yeah, I'm kind of going tree to tree, kind of like back up, like put my back up against the tree, peek over, look for any movement, then kind of silent step, kind of like a crouch, like ninja step to the next big tree, slink behind it. So I'm kind of going tree to tree.
Thrar is doing actually the exact opposite. Instead of move and stop, he's just going slowly, one step, another step, wary of the fact that he's wearing heavy dwarf boots. And so he's being careful, but because he can see very well in the dark, he sees where there are branches and twigs and stuff.
I love it. He's moving super slow and just like each leaf that's crinkling, he's doing it so slow.
Yeah, just constant, and like the movement is like there's no change in velocity. It's just constant slow moving. And then Kieran's like darting from tree to tree.
Got it. So Thrars, you're slowly going to make sure each leaf you step on quietly crinkles, and each earth and everything goes so it takes forever, right? You're going so slow. So Kieran, as you're darting from tree, you're like, okay, just waiting, right, for the next tree to dart to, so you guys get up together. Aldier, can you do an athletics check for me?
Yeah.
Because she's strung for a long time, right?
You're so silly. I don't think I was like Oh man. Okay. Alright. Got a 2.
Okay.
One and a 1.
So Olivier was strung, totally ready, and after watching Thrar's movement, just kind of put her bow down and started making like a little tea, you know.
If something's gonna happen, it's gonna be in a long time.
Right. And so, you know, as she kind of keeps looking over occasionally, she eventually sees, okay, he's now finally there, and then stands back up to get her bow going, because her arm was starting to hurt a little bit. When you get close enough, this thing has not moved at all. You see that this is a large troll, and in fact, there are 2 other trolls, and they are not moving. They are stone. They've already been turned to stone. You have found, out of game, you have found Bilbo's trolls around this old fire area. So.
Tyrion, well done.
Thrar will walk up to it and tap the knee with the head side of his mattock, and say, not in a whisper, they've already been turned to stone. I think we're safe to camp here for the night.
Aldi, would you like to join them?
Well, obviously there's sorry, I don't know how long do they stay there for a long time?
I think it just took us a long time to get there.
So
I mean, you said it was 80 feet, right? So probably 20
30.
minutes.
I'm a little bit distracted on what's going on. So I obviously I haven't heard them yip or yell or nothing groan. So, I guess I slowly stride over there. I have stealth.
Mm-hmm.
So they're taking forever, right? And I get bored at the camp and think, oh, well, last time I found something and they were so reluctant. They're probably not coming back for me. I'm gonna go see what's cool. So I'm favored, I'm rolling, but I'm gonna do a walk leap if I can make it. Okay, gotcha. I did well. So I have a Tangwar, 6 and a 6, so 12, way over 20, right? So three sixes are 18, and plus 5 is 23. So I want to have looked at both of them doing this thing, and actually instead just unsatisfactory for them. So I pop out of one of the troll bellies, and I'm all like, ha! like around the foot, because you guys took so long to cross. And I was like, I can't wait this long to know what's going on. And you guys are taking a long time. So does that make sense? I went around it and snuck and hid behind one of the feet to try to see if they were ever going to come back for me. And when I realized that they hadn't even gotten to that point, I just scared them.
Okay, great. So, I guess that, yeah.
They shoot me or stab me, though.
If I fail my awareness check, do I? Just kidding.
I think we'll say with your roll and how good Thrar's roll was and how we kind of already had set the timeline up a little bit, we'll say that they kind of got to the trolls and you were able to, maybe they were looking back for you while they were there, and you kind of were able to get to the trolls on the other side, and then when they turned around, you showed up, and the whole party's happy to see each other.
I didn't do any of the things I just said, right? I should have said what happens. Sorry.
Yeah. That's actually perfect, and we're just getting the time synced up, so it makes sense. So with you all there at these trolls, these 3 trolls, one thing that you notice up at the top, there's like a clicking, and you look up and you see that there is a raven up there, and it flies down, and it has a little note attached to its foot. Anybody want to take this?
I will do it.
Okay, so you take the note off of us, and it's a note from Radagast, answering your question on how to send messages and talk to each other. You now have a companion raven for your party. He really liked your guys' name. It'll give you a +1 d6 on travel and exploration rolls when you are lost. Also, you may send the raven to Radagast if you wish to speak to him or summon him, but this may increase your fellowship time depending on how long it takes him to get back to where you are at, and he may just send the raven back. So you now have a raven.
Raven.
And that is tonight's episode, When Nature Talks to One.